Blue light hazard is the potential for photochemically induced retinal injury resulting from electromagnetic radiation exposure at wavelengths primarily between 400 and 450 nanometers. Researchers have not studied the phenomenon in humans, but only and inconclusively in some rodent, primate, and in vitro studies. Photochemically induced retinal injury is caused by the absorption of light by photoreceptors in the eye. Under normal conditions, when light hits a photoreceptor, the cell bleaches and becomes useless until it has recovered through a metabolic process called the visual cycle. At wavelengths of blue light below 430 nanometers, this greatly increases the potential for oxidative damage. For blue light circadian therapy, harm is minimized by employing blue light at the near green end of the blue spectrum. 1 to 2 minutes of 408 nanometers and 25 minutes of 430 nanometers are sufficient to cause irreversible death of photoreceptors and lesions of the retinal pigment epithelium. The action spectrum of light-sensitive retinal ganglion cells was found to peak at approximately 450 nanometers, a range with lower damage potential, yet not completely outside the damaging range. One study has given more insight into the blue light hazard, permanent damage to the eye cells, as reported by a research team from Toledo University. The CIE published its position on the low risk of blue light hazard resulting from the use of LED technology in general lighting bulbs in April 2019. Concerns regarding blue LEDs are related to the difference between the photopic luminous flux and radiometric radiance. Photometry is concerned with the study of human perception of visible light, while radiometry is concerned with the measurement of energy. At the outer edges of the range of light perception, the amount of energy as light required to register as a perception increases. The perception of the brightness of different frequencies of light is defined according to the CIE luminosity function V lambda. The peak efficiency of light perception is defined at 555 nanometers, having a value of V lambda equals 1. Blue LEDs, particularly those used in white LEDs, operate at around 450 nanometers, where V lambda equals 0.038. This means that blue light at 450 nanometers requires more than 26 times the radiometric energy for one to perceive the same luminous flux as green light at 555 nanometers. Our body has an internal clock that regulates our circadian rhythm, the 24-hour biological cycle that influences many internal functions. Most importantly, it determines when our body is primed for being awake or asleep. However, our circadian rhythm needs signals from the external environment, most importantly daylight and darkness, to adjust itself. Blue wavelength light stimulates sensors in our eyes to send signals to our brain's internal clock. Keep in mind that sunlight and white light contain a mixture of various wavelengths, each of which has a significant amount of blue light. Getting blue light, especially from the sun, in the daytime helps you stay alert while improving performance and mood. Blue light therapy devices may help treat depression, and blue light bulbs have been shown to reduce fatigue and improve the mood, performance, and sleep of office workers. Yet, modern light bulbs and electronic devices, especially computer monitors, likewise produce large amounts of blue light and may disrupt our internal clock if you're exposed to them during the evening. When it gets dark, our pineal gland secretes the hormone melatonin, which tells your body to get tired and go to sleep. Blue light, whether from the sun or a laptop, is very effective at inhibiting melatonin production, thus reducing both the quantity and quality of your sleep. Studies link melatonin suppression in the evening to various health problems, including metabolic syndrome, obesity, cancer, and depression. In short, blue light in the evening tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime, which inhibits the production of melatonin and reduces both the quantity and quality of your sleep. Aggressive advertisements may contribute to the incorrect public perception of the purported dangers of blue light, even when research has shown no evidence to support the use of blue blocking filters. As a clinical treatment for digital eye strain, ophthalmic lens manufacturers continue to market them as lenses that reduce digital eye strain. Despite the problem of deceptive marketing practices, the aforementioned ANSES report from 2019 highlights the disruptive effects to biological rhythms and sleep, linked to exposure to even very low levels of blue light in the evening or at night, particularly via screens. Thus, there are legitimate concerns as to the unconstrained use of LED lighting. Apple's and Microsoft's operating systems and even the preset settings of standalone computer monitors include options to reduce blue light emissions by adjusting color temperature to a warmer gamut. These settings dramatically reduce the color gamut of the display, sacrificing the usability of devices without providing any of the alleged benefits of reducing eye strain or preventing circadian rhythm disruption. Much of this marketing fails to distinguish between the sharp 400 to 450 nanometers blue spike in mainstream LED bulbs, versus the broad-spectrum blue up to 525 nanometers cyan present in other lighting technologies including pre-LED technologies, and very new, cyan-rich LED technologies that go beyond the older Cryemetrix and natural light. If you want more in-depth research knowledge such as this, feel free to subscribe to Arpedia and ring that bell notification. That way, you'll always be able to watch the latest published videos just like this. And also, don't forget to share your thoughts about the topic in the comments section. By the way, references are included in the description section too.